today we're finally getting stuck into the Golf. How's it going there guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back once again to the unit. So last episode we got the workshop sorted out and we kicked off this build series, and today we're finally getting stuck into the Golf. The plan is to get the boot build out and start stripping the front end, and then we'll just see how much we can get done today. Right, let's get stuck in. This is probably one of the last times this boot setup's actually going to look like this. I built it a few years ago for shows, but now I've got some new ideas. First job was getting all the boot trims out of the way. They had to come out before I could get anywhere near the boot build, so it was just a case of working my way around and getting everything stripped back. One thing that I'd completely forgotten about was these seatbelt mechanisms. When I put the seat and harnesses in, I wasn't sure if unplugging it would upset the airbag system or throw a warning light on the dash. So I wrapped it in bubble wrap, cable tied it out the way and just left it connected, thinking that that was the best option, but this could have been really unsafe. After that, with the wiring disconnected, all that was left was lifting the subwoofer box over the K-brace and getting it out. Now that can all go away into storage. The other side came apart exactly the same, rinse and repeat, so I cracked on with that before lifting the floor out. Then I did finally solve a mystery that's been bugging me for about 18 months. There it is! I've been wondering where that breaker bar had disappeared to. Apparently I'd hidden it under my own boot build and completely forgotten about it. At this point I was starting to realise I probably shouldn't hide things from myself, because apparently this car had become my storage cupboard. I've been looking for my solder as well. I'd actually bought a replacement. I'm starting to think that taking this car apart is going to be cheaper than buying replacement tools. You can definitely tell how much of a rush I was in to get this car ready back then. I didn't even hoover out the spare wheel well. Next up was the false floor. Just like the rest of the boot build, I'd made it in sections so it could all come apart again if I ever needed it to. Safe to say, I didn't think it'd be coming back apart quite this soon though. Next up was the K-brace, and this is where I found something that I'm definitely not happy with. It won't be making a comeback. I'd only mounted it using the riv nuts. Now it came with the kit and at the time it seemed like a good idea, but looking back now, if there was ever a crash, I'd have no confidence in it at all. That will definitely be getting mounted properly when the car goes back together. That's the boot build out. I actually built it in different sections so it comes out in different parts, and the way that I've built it, it doesn't actually fix to the car, and that's made life a lot easier today. Now that that's out,
I can actually see everything inside and what I'm working with. And to be honest, I've already found a few things that I'm definitely going to do differently. With the boot done, it's time to move on to the front end of the car. The aim here is basically just to remove whatever I can for today. So bumper, headlights, grille. If I can get the radiator out as well, that'd be brilliant. Basically, I just need to remove anything that needs to come off before the engine can actually come out.
The further I get into this car, the more little surprises past Ben has left for me. At some point, I've managed to snap the bonnet release clip. And rather than replace it, I've made one out of a bit of steel wire. Now, to be fair, it actually worked and it did the job. But it's safe to say that that'll be getting sorted properly this time around. Once that's disconnected, I can take the bonnet release away from the mechanism and just lift the grille straight off the top of the bumper. Next up was getting the front bumper off so I could finally see what was hiding underneath. Up until this point, I hadn't actually looked behind it since I'd built the car. And almost straight away, I spotted something that I'd completely forgotten about. Yep, I'd cut the crash bar. I honestly stood there trying to remember why I'd done it, and even now I haven't got a clue. Good job I kept the other one off the donor car. Whatever the reason was back then, it'll definitely be getting replaced during the rebuild. Next were the headlights. Now I'm not really sure what I was thinking at the time, or even what the reason was, but I'd used wood screws with a couple of washers stacked underneath to hold the bottom of the headlights in. And on the driver's side, one of the original top mounting clips on the car had broken as well, so I suppose at least it had one proper OE fixing holding it. Anyway, once I got all the fixings out, the headlights came out nice and easily. You can also see the wiring for the halo rings is covered in oil from the intercooler pipework. Hopefully it is just surface oil, so I'll give it a good clean and it'll be absolutely fine. Passenger side was exactly the same, so I got that one out of the way as well, and before long both of them were out of the way ready to go into storage. With the centre section already gone, all that was left were the ends of the crash bar. Now, looking back, I honestly don't know why I even put them back on. Maybe I was thinking something was better than nothing, but realistically they weren't going to offer much protection for the radiator or do much in a front end impact, so this wasn't safe. Either way, they'll be replaced with the complete crash bar off the donor car when this one goes back together. With everything disconnected, it was finally time to lift the radiator pack out. Now, there was only 2 bolts holding it in, although both of them did snap thanks to years of rust. But to be honest, I was kind of expecting that, so it wasn't much of a surprise, as annoying as it was. Apart from that, just a case of disconnecting a few electrical plugs and radiator hoses, and the whole lot lifted out in one piece. I'd say that's been a pretty productive few hours. Got the entire boot build out, the front end is coming apart, and I've even got the whole rad pack out as well. It's funny, because it doesn't look like at first glance that loads has changed. However, every single one of these jobs is another step closer to being ready for the next stage. In the next video, I'm going to carry on stripping it down, and I'm actually hoping that I'm going to have the engine out, because that's going to be a really good step forward towards having this ready for shop blasting. If you've enjoyed the video, I really appreciate you subscribing and following along for the build, and I'll see you in the next one.